Oh, we're recording already. Damn. I wasn't ready.
Well, I'm still like, I don't know how to do our opening. Right? I feel like I haven't done it in so long.
So,
yeah, it's the high tired.
We're
Matthew.
Yeah.
You can actually do your part, and then we're dead.
I mean, you're actually Ryan. You said I'm Matthew.
Oh. Now it's my turn to fuck that up.
Okay, you start us off this time.
Hi, Tired. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Matthew.
And we're Dadcast. How are things going today, Matthew?
Well, I had a kind of a strange idea. You know how Santa likes cookies, right?
Yeah.
He's known for eating cookies, but what's his favorite snack?
I don't know.
Crisp Pringles.
Okay. And with that, we're going to go and move on to whatever the hell we're going to move on to.
As we near the end of our time on this podcast.
Yep. I'm going into hibernation for the next couple of years. And no, I'm just kidding.
No. But today's episode specifically, we're going to be talking about video games. Not just any video games, but...
the best ones.
Yes.
Just kidding.
The best ones.
We are going to make a very objective list of every video game ever made, including, the Adobe Flash games on the internet that, McDonald's put out or other places like that. God. And just kidding. Grimace's birthday, those types of things. And
I don't remember that one.
I think it was this year, I think. They did it because I saw it floating around on YouTube, people actually playing it on YouTube channels. Probably
after the Grimace Shake.
It was around that same time. Yeah, we do the Grimace Shake. Just kidding. No, but specifically, we are going to be talking about basically... Wait, is that next episode?
No, this episode.
The year in review. Is that
the year in review is the next one?
That's the next one.
Yeah. Okay. So this one is.
So ignore me. We're not talking about that one.
Yeah. We're talking about a game store that we recently went to.
Yes, and by recently we meant we just got back 10 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm. And basically, we're gonna take you on our journey through this game store because it was actually really cool.
Yeah.
And
I think it's a really nice, which is why I don't understand how I forgot this already. Because we just talked, the previous episode or episodes, because we kind of split it into two episodes, about nostalgia, and about that sort of idea of going to these physical places and having that experience and being able to see the physical games or buy physical games or rent physical, whatever. And, we're going to be talking about that today because we actually had that experience. We went to it was a mom and pop game store. So we didn't go
3-guy game store. Yeah,
we didn't go to, GameStop. That would be probably the most boring episode idea ever. Mm-hmm. We didn't go to anywhere like Vintage Stock. We went to a mom and pop place, just owned by regular old people, called Video Games Plus in Oklahoma City. I highly suggest going and taking a look out there if you really enjoy that kind of thing, because we really enjoyed going out there and actually
and seeing all the stuff they have.
Yeah,
it brought us back from having a box TV with an antenna on it, playing the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time theme music in the background and having it on the screen, to having all these Magic and Pokemon cards and all these old-timey games. It was really a trip. So
oh yeah, for sure. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring up one of the first interesting things I noticed when we were there. So Matthew, we mentioned last time
Yep, I know where this is going.
a certain gold cartridge for a particular game. And ironically enough, in the case that they had at the front with some of like their higher end, collectible games and things like that, they happen to have a gold cartridge
Majora's
version
Mask.
of Majora's Mask, which we just talked about.
Yep, I saw that and I was like, oh, it's not just a yearbook.
It was like, you could actually see it. It does exist.
Yes.
It's not just a yearbook.
For $64.99.
Yep. Yeah.
On a system I don't have anymore. 25 years late.
Yep. And I thought that was absolutely hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those faded moments of, you talk about something and then poof, there it is right in front of you kind of situations. And I have no doubts that if you still had a Nintendo 64, you probably would have purchased it.
Oh, yeah. And I may or may not have already played through that game on the Switch, like N64.
Yeah.
So, like, when I saw that, I was like, nostalgia. But, yeah, it was nice seeing that. And I probably would have totally picked it up. And I was actually looking at the price of the N64s on the wall behind the counter.
Oh, you're yeah, so. There was a Wii U
back
there that I saw. I didn't really get to see the price though because it was hidden behind a box for, I think it was a GameCube maybe. So I wasn't able to see the price tag on it because I was looking at Wii U's at the same time.
See, I would totally get a Wii U again and like set it up in this office so that way we could play it.
Oh yeah,
and just get like all the like the ports of the Zelda games.
Oh yeah,
they had it in that front case. That was another thing I saw. It was just all the ports.
Yeah.
Of like the HD remasters of like Wind Waker, Twilight Princess for the Wii U, and it was amazing for the sole fact that you could see the map and play the game at the same time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I never had a Wii U. We skipped straight from the Wii to the Switch, and I'm kind of sad about that, specifically for that reason of it seemed like a really cool console. Like the Wii was pretty cool in its own right, and then it was kind of a preliminary testing of the Switch in terms of having the console in your hands in a sense, which I kind of wish I had experienced that. And then especially with, like you were saying, all of like the HD remasters of like all of the great like GameCube games and things like that, like Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, like those are all things that I want to play again or have not yet had the opportunity to play. And sadly, that's like the best way to play it right now is just to get a Wii U, because there's no way you're getting a GameCube copy of like Twilight Princess. It's hundreds of dollars, and
most of the GameCube stuff is.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of, the first thing that caught my eye when walking in there was actually another GameCube game. I was talking to actually Michaela about it, saying like, you know what, I really miss playing this particular Pokemon game on the GameCube. And there it was, Pokemon Coliseum, sitting right there for like $170. And I was contemplating hard on it. I was like, oof, do I get my daughter presents, or do I get myself this video game?
Which one of the two of you is going to have a very Merry Christmas?
I may go back after work today. Get that. But yeah, I remember seeing that game and I was like, oh my gosh, like this game store is like one of the good ones that has like the good old time like collectibles. And I want to know where they get all these games from. Like,
yeah, that's true. Because even like you'll go to a vintage stock and they have like some collectible stuff, but I mean, it's not like this was like an entire like glass counter case of like this kind of stuff, and they had multiple of those for the multiple different things they had going on. Yeah. And you would go to a vintage stock, and on the shelf they would have like one little section of the shelf that had like a little glass thing on it, and that's where like you'd find the stuff. Like I think that's where I found Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door was like
yep.
in that little section on a case in vintage stock, which is a very small fraction of like what you would find here. So I agree. It was really cool that they had a lot of like collectible pieces as opposed to just huge walls of like bulk games, you know, that like you could probably even still go and find on like Amazon for like $20 or something.
Yeah. Which, don't get me wrong, they did have a bulk of like some games.
Yeah.
Cough, Assassin's Creed. But
yeah, if you ever wanted to get yourself a copy or 20 of
Assassin's Creed that has came out on like either the PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360 or name your gaming choice. They even had it on the Switch, I think, over there.
Yeah, they had a few of like the Ezio collection and the remaster of the original on Switch. Yeah, they had a bunch of those.
Yeah, so it had a really good selection of games, and some collectible cards too. I saw some like collectible like Pokemon cards there too, which I was actually thinking about buying as well, because I was like, they're not that expensive. They're right there.
No, yeah, I was surprised looking through like the case of the like more expensive singles that. Yeah, I mean, they had some in there that I could imagine you'd probably go onto a website like Troll and Toad or TCG Player or something, and they would be like $5 or $6, and they had them marked at like $3, you know, or somewhere around there. And it's like, that's actually a pretty decent, you know, deal. Like, I didn't see anything in there that was like, I looked at the price and was like, oh, that's way overpriced, or you know, anything like that. Like in particular for the cards, but I mean, even some of like the collectible games, like I was genuinely surprised that the gold cartridge Majora's Mask was only 65 or whatever like it was. Like, or whatever. I would fully expect like a vintage stock, it would like
be like 120.
Oh yeah,
or more.
Yeah, I think some of the Zelda remasters I've seen floating around on like Amazon or eBay or you know the Facebook Marketplace or whatever have been going for like 100 or something, and they were down at like 70, 75, 65, you know, in that kind of range.
If you ever get a Wii U and get Twilight Princess, get the one with the amiibo in it.
Okay.
Because when you use it on Breath of the Wild, you get a little wolf Link dog boy to follow you around.
Wolf Link dog boy.
Yeah.
You've heard it here.
You heard it here first. But yeah, like you actually get him to follow you around, and he has the same exact amount of hearts from when you last played the game.
Oh, that's kind of
so dope. Like after you play the game, you can scan your like wolf amiibo on there, and it saves your data on the amiibo. So that way when you're like Link from Twilight Princess gets scanned into the game and all that, then he has the same amount of hearts that he had in the game, and I had 13 hearts. So of course my wolf Link had 13 hearts when he got into the game.
That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
So definitely highly recommend that to
That's dope.
You know, get a better experience on Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
The OG one, not the Tears of the Kingdom, even though that was great too. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah. Game of the year, probably not. We'll talk about that more in depth, I think, next episode.
Yeah, I think so. But
yeah.
What other games were there that you saw that stuck or oh my gosh, I can't even talk right now. That stood out to you?
Yeah, so I think one of the cool things was like, I mean, we went through every section, like even for stuff like we didn't necessarily have anymore, like the original Xbox or you know whatever. Some of the stuff is backwards compatible, but not all of it. But you know, like at least I was having a lot of like really major like flashback moments of, you know, we saw like Resident Evil 5 on the 360.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, was like, oh, I remember when you know Matthew and I used to stay up all night and play this together and stuff. Like there was the original Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time on the original Xbox.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like the Warrior Within, the Two Thrones, like you know, those games, which around that time were some of like my favorites, or, you know, I didn't get to play the original Sands of Time, but I was like wanting it so badly, and then was able to get like a port of the Two Thrones on the Wii, which is fun and all, but you know, it's not the OG version.
Yeah.
But you know, like, so that was like a big flashback of like, oh, I remember wanting to play these so bad, and like, and everything, and I don't know, going and seeing what I personally think might be my favorite sort of era of gaming, being like early 360, PlayStation 3, Wii era, with like, again, I'll bring it back up, like the original Assassin's Creed, and then like some of the other things I can kind of think of from that era was like the original like Killzone, like Halo 3, and just seeing like a bunch of games from like that era too, like the original Army of Two. I noticed that up there.
Oh, yep.
I don't know if you remember. I think you had rented it from somewhere.
I think it was from Blockbuster.
Maybe from Blockbuster.
Yeah.
One night when the two of us hung out, and I remember playing that together, and for whatever weird reason, I remember this one part of a mission where we were like on a beach and trying to like go up what was basically like it was almost like a cliff, the way that it was like set up. There was like enemies along it, and we were having to like go up and along, and
it was tough.
Yeah. Like I remember like us constantly like, I'm down, and the other one running over to like pick them up. And
Yep.
like, oh, well, now I'm down now. Going running over and picking the other one up.
It was a constant back and forth battle.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. And I didn't have it for too terribly long because I didn't want to pay extra rental.
Yeah.
Or not that I didn't want to, but my parents didn't want to. So.
Yeah, which is fair. But also, like, I wasn't over, like, often enough. And I don't remember if it was one of those games where it was like, you have to play this with two people or what. But
I think you could play it just by yourself, but it makes it so much easier and enjoyable when you play with two people.
Yeah, because when you have an AI that's not as smart as a human being trying to be a human being, it's not going to be a fun time.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's probably why the game didn't really do well.
Yeah.
So I think right around that time is when like online single player games really started taking off and all that. So
yeah.
But anywho.
Yeah. All the Call of Duties.
Yep. We saw all the Call of Duties.
Yeah.
What else did I see? I saw all the, BioShocks. Yep. All the BioShocks. And then I saw some Mega Man Legacy games for the PlayStation.
Yeah.
I remember playing like the first one. They had the second one on the stand and out front, and I was like, ooh, like if I had a PlayStation, like the original PlayStation, I would totally get that.
Yeah. And
then I was looking on the shelf for a PlayStation. So we might be losing money, folks. Like,
yes, yeah. So we're gonna start a Patreon and
yeah. Donate to us, please.
Yes.
Our 4 viewers.
Yeah. And Cow Guy from from that one event, please. That kind donation of $1 million that we asked for would really come in handy.
Yes, please. So we can get some of these games.
Yes.
But yeah, it was pretty good. They had some card sleeves as well. Oh, and they also had sorry, you hear like the trash guy just demolishing my trash can out there. Not sure if you can hear it on the mic.
I think they've actually gone into the driveway and have probably picked up my car.
That's what it sounds like. Like, what the heck? It says someone's at the front door, so I think they're at my front door destroying my trash can.
Yeah, they've picked up your trash can. They're manhandling it with a little claw from the truck, just like
driving into my yard. They're like, fuck this guy.
You look out the window and there's just like they've been doing donuts.
Oh, so sidetracked.
That would be impressive if they could do that in a really big garbage truck. Anyway,
we just look over. The driver is just Vin Diesel. It's like, family.
I take out the trash for my family.
It's like, Vin, stop, please.
Mr. Dieselster, please. Do you think they picked him for those movies specifically because his last name was Diesel?
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Like, you know, be funny.
Oh gosh. But yeah, what else do we see? Oh, there were some really good like Switch games there too, and like DS games like Heart or not. I didn't see Heart Gold, but I saw Pokemon Soul Silver.
Yes, they have Soul Silver. They had
Fantastic game, by the way.
Oh yeah. I would still hands down say, I think I said this in the Pokemon episode, but I would hands down say that's probably my favorite, or very close to my favorite. It's definitely in like top 2 or 3 Pokemon games is the Heart Gold Soul Silver remakes. Like pretty much up there with like the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire remakes. Like those are really high up there for me too, because just chef's kiss. Mwah.
Yeah, that's when they actually put love and care into their remakes and their games, and now they spit something out that isn't hardly recognizable as a Pokemon game, and to say here's an apple on a stick covered in candy syrup. It's an evolution.
This is the pseudo legendary of the I don't think it was that one. That was a
tower, because there's a dragon that's a tower. That's a steel dragon type.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's
Which
literally
in
a tower.
In the new DLC, he gets an evolution. He becomes a bridge.
Oh, of course, yeah. 'Cause that was the generation after, or the Sword and Shield generation was the one with the with Stonejourner.
Oh yeah,
which is literally just
Stonehenge.
A Stonehenge, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting times.
Pokemon has definitely seen its better days.
It has.
But, yes.
And some of those better days were viewable in the case of that store.
Yes, we saw them. We're like,
Silver.
I remember when it was such a big deal when we had a Pokemon following us around and it wasn't Pokemon Yellow.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my goodness.
It's like the first time in like 20 years or however long it was at the time.
It was always so enjoyable having like a Lugia or a Ho-Oh like just following you like a 10-year-old boy around into town.
I'm going to walk into this Pokemon Center.
Dear God, put your Pokemon away.
What's that sound in the forest? And like trees are falling and then just like everything's catching on fire. This giant phoenix is just like everyone's like, oh my God, run.
So great. Oh gosh, so many good memories.
And then you turn around and talk to it and it's like, Ho-Oh is feeling curious.
It's like, huh? Forest is in shambles, on fire.
Ho-Oh's pecking at the ground and all the grass is gone.
He's pulling out Ekans like they're like worms. Ekans. The early bird gets the Ekans in this case.
The early phoenix.
Oh God.
But like getting back on track here.
Yes.
One of the other things that was really, really cool, and I think they might have actually been selling them, because I did see one of them like folded up like on the ground, like in a box behind the counters. If they are, I might at some point go back and actually ask about it, because I thought they were really cool. They had these, they weren't quite posters because they were made out of like I don't even know what kind of material. Like, I'm not thinking very straight right now because I think we're all tired. But
yep, it's the very like exhausting. Like, it drained us because of how nostalgic it put us back to when our bodies just not break on us.
Yeah.
But,
but they had these display poster type things, but they were kind of made out of like a material.
Like almost like a throw blanket.
Like, yeah, kind of like a blankety, like a thick blanket, like material type thing, like a mat. And
hey, that's me.
Hey, maybe I can skin you and make a. Anyways,
oh God. Just, well, this is the last episode, guys.
ignore all the noises at night. But they had like a couple of them were maps and a couple of them were just kind of like posters. But like they had one, I think I broke my step podcaster.
Oh, I'm still dying. After you just talked about skinning me alive, you're like, I think I just broke him. Because you're skinning me alive.
This is becoming a really interesting pain podcast, apparently.
Yes.
I don't know what's going on.
But anyways, back to the mats that aren't me.
Yeah. A couple of them were old, like, NES, or not NES, but like Nintendo 64, like, or Super NES or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
like maps from like games. So they had the map from A Link to the Past, which was super cool. Like, I haven't played A Link to the Past. I watched a playthrough of it, but I have played A Link Between Worlds, which has the same map.
Yeah,
and I love that map. Like, it's one of my favorite iterations of Hyrule.
Mm-hmm.
I think in a game outside of like the open world Hyrule's from Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom.
I would kind of disagree with that, but
oh yeah, come at me, bro.
I think the best map for me specifically was
Ocarina of Time. Yeah, I knew you were gonna
and
go,
Twilight Princess. Yeah. Like those.
I haven't gotten to play
maps
Twilight Princess.
Were pretty good. Which it's basically almost the same game.
Yeah,
but like different stories slightly.
Mm-hmm.
And one game has a Zelda that does nothing, nothing at all. Like, she's there for a little portion of it, and
she's like, "Hi, I'm here to look kind of pretty."
Yeah,
and then
that's.
I'm gonna let another princess do all my shit.
Well, also, it's kind of the same thing in Ocarina of Time. Now that I think about it, that Zelda doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, she's kind of just in disguise and walks up. And, oh, spoilers. She kind of just walks up and is like, "Do this thing," and then like walks off.
Yeah.
Sorry, most of the time she's like, smoke bomb, and then it just disappears.
And you're like, what? Who was that strange man?
Was that necessary? Is this a dick measuring contest? I'd still win.
Now that Link is 17 years old. Anyways, that went full circle.
The Link to the Past map, they had that, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other ones I thought was really super cool was they had the Super Mario World map.
I saw that.
Yeah, which that was kind of a huge part of my childhood because I specifically remember too, it was for my birthday, I believe. My mom kind of asked me like, well, what do you want? And I was like, oh, I want to get like a new Game Boy Advance game because at the time I had a Game Boy Advance. And we kind of were looking at some of the different games or whatever. I saw it was like Super Mario Advance, Super Mario World.
Was it
2 or 3 maybe? Yeah. Which most of the Super Mario Advance games were just ports or remakes of, not really remakes, but yeah, like ports of some of the older like Super Mario games.
Just
like one of them was
skins.
like, yeah, one of them,
like Matt.
Yeah, different skins. But they were like Super Mario World 1, Super Mario World 2, and like whatever. Like they kind of remade them, like on or ported them to the Game Boy Advance. And so this was like a port of Super Mario World, or Super Mario World 2 or whatever it was. But it was like the same map as that, which I specifically remember as a kid, like absolutely loving because all the different stages, like some of them would have like the normal like gold dots, but some of them had the red dots, which meant there was like a secret inside of the stage that you had to find. And you know, finding some of the secrets, you'd have to like find a secret key and then go and take it to the secret keyhole, and then it would unlock like a new pathway like on the map and things like that. And I remember getting stuck like towards the end, and then eventually like later on when I was like maybe in college or a little bit later even, like I had found that game in my collection, like I was playing it on my DS and like actually figured out how to like open up the secret path to get over to like where Bowser's castle was and stuff. And like I actually got to go and beat the game, which I didn't get to do as a kid because I couldn't figure that out. You know, and like it was so nostalgic for me to just see the map and be like, oh, I remember like that stage. I remember like over here was where I got stuck, and like I remember getting stuck over here in the forest, and that was so cool just looking at that. And I said I might go back and find out like if they have those on sale, and if they have like like how much they would be, because that might be one that like I totally would buy it, and we would hang it here in the office, and it would just be
100%.
Yeah, and that would be so dope. Like, and it was really cool just to have like those kinds of things, kind of like the actual like gamer collector type, like items in there too, aside from just, oh, here's some games, or here's some, like whatever, consoles and things like that. Like they had that kind of stuff too, which was really, really cool to see.
Yeah.
A lot of that was really nostalgic too.
Yeah. I mean, that sums it up. I mean, I can't really add anything to it. Like,
yeah,
it was a really great experience overall, and just seeing all this that they have. I think we both kind of already said we're definitely going to go back. We're definitely going to drop some money in there.
Oh yeah,
and they even take trade-ins too, and we can get money from them to then dump back into their store. So
they can expect that.
Yeah, so it's going to be a great time. See more of us, whether we are the High Tired We're Dadcast or whatever. May come in the future. Spoiler alerts.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, I feel like the last 2 episodes is probably a good transitioning point. Yeah, so and we may have mentioned this before, we may not have mentioned it before. We're probably gonna make some other things like announcement wise or whatever, so it's like not out of left field and nobody knows what the hell is going on or why it looks different. But probably around the start of the new year, we are going to it's essentially I'm thinking of it more as it's going to be a season 2.
Yeah, season 2.
Not so much we're retiring the High Tired We're Dadcast and it's just going to be gone completely, because obviously like these episodes are still going to be up. New episodes are going to be going. It's going to be the same exact spot that you find this. So if you're already following or subscribed or whatever to the High Tired We're Dadcast, you'll see them in the exact same spot. But we are going to kind of rebrand the podcast in a way. So it's no longer going to be known as the High Tired We're Dadcast, and that's also kind of to go with the fluctuation of we're going to be moving fully into
video games,
everything being the Dadly duo. And the podcast is going to focus like pretty specifically on just video games and possibly other types of games.
Possibly. I know where your head is thinking, and yes, I'm on board. So
just so I'm on the same board that you're on the same board as me of we're talking about card games, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Don't forget to tap that energy or the lands for the mana, man.
Yeah, because there's definitely going to be like, I don't know, there'll probably be like new sets coming out for those games too that are going to be like really interesting to us, and we'll talk about or whatever, and talking about all kinds of video game related stuff, whether it's like past, whether it's we just finished playing a game on the channel, like we wanted to leave sort of a little like review or something about it, or talk about like the experience with it. All of that kind of stuff is going to be going on, and has been kind of happening with the episodes the past couple of weeks at least. We're going to be kind of keeping the podcast at around 30 minutes per episode, which I don't know if you were looking at the time just now like I was. I was like, we're skating a little past, but that's fine.
We were kind of lost at the beginning.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah, and some of the editing out, like pauses and things like that, will reduce that. But
so well, in that case, stay tuned, folks, for next time. It'll be our season finale.
Yes.
For this one, we'll end on 20 episodes even, and then we'll move on to our new brand name-ish to focus on video games, which we won't reveal with you guys just quite yet. We're working out the details, make sure that we got everything all squared away before we reveal it to you guys.
Yeah,
so.
We'll probably maybe we'll reveal it at the end of the next episode and then transition everything like right after that. Something to that effect.
Oh yeah. So stay tuned to be the first ones to know when we change our name, and to just join us on this adventure. And we thank you guys all so much. And
yes, thank you you very much.
I think with that, let's stay tired, folks.
Yep, just remember to stay tired.
Stay tired.
I think I'm gonna get some rest now.